So this is going to be a demonstration on a major requirement for the Cubes project. I'm going to open up the Cubes project, open up the Google Doc that goes over explanation of the project, including all the specific items. So this is where we're talking about number 3. So right when I introduced this project, I said, hold off on number 3, because basically once you've added all of your pictures to your cubes, you've created your background, you're ready to go. You could feasibly turn it in, but you don't want to turn it in because you're really only 75% finished, even though it looks like it's 100% finished. The cool stuff are all the effects that you add with the lighting and the shadows, and that's where number 3 is. So if you have turned in your project and you haven't done number 3, I want you to take, like, if you turn it in, remove it from wherever you turn it in and make sure you do number 3, because it's a huge part of your grade. Plus, it'll make your project cooler. The artwork must contain some kind of light source in order to create highlights and shadows. So that's what I'm going to talk about right now. So I've prepared this. Don't ask me where my brain was or has been in the last. Why can't I move this document here? There we go. I literally just made this in the last 20 minutes. Don't ask me about the llama or the cubes. Here's my background. Also, a disclaimer. This is not really that creative of a background. It's mainly, it's mainly that photograph that I ripped off the internet. I did some effects on it, but that's not creative. That's not a creative background, okay? Because that's a ripped off photograph from the internet for the purpose of a demonstration only. Your background will be awesome and creative. So getting to the lighting portion, every single cube needs to have lighting effects. And that means small, medium, large cubes, all of the cubes. Each side should be different lighting. I'm going to close the door because there's too much noise coming in. You guys should be louder. You're not loud enough. Hey, you're also on my video. Cool. Having fun at the school, kids. All right. Oh boy, I apologize for my behavior right now. I'm feeling a little weird. I didn't take my medicine. All right. So what was I saying? Where am I? I'm at Concord. I'm a school teacher. Oh yeah, lighting on cubes. Okay. So where should I start? I'm going to start with me fish. Where's my light coming from? I don't know. I'm thinking, oh, there's a shadow in this ripped off photograph from the internet, and it's going that way. It's going about 7 o'clock, so the light must be somewhere up here. So it's going, bang, this side here. I'm going to delete this, or turn off the black. Turn off the black layers, hide them. Okay. So this side is going to be the lightest because the light's coming from here. It's going to hit here. And the side that's receiving the least amount of light is this side here. So that'll have some lighting adjustments to make it appear a little bit darker. And then the top is just going to be kind of, well, there's going to be a shadow cast from this side here onto the top. The top's going to be a little bit unique. Let's focus on the lightest side first, the side of the cube that is receiving the most amount of light. And when I say light, I'm not necessarily talking about the sun. You're creating an imaginary light source. I don't care what direction it comes from. Mine happens to be coming from space aliens flying in the sky that are shining a giant flashlight on the world. Okay, it's not the sun. It's a giant flashlight. Hey, look, me fish. All right, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a selection of this whole side. And that's why I wanted you to keep the black layers underneath, because they're solid color, solid black. I'll just turn that all the way to black. You can see it's black. Or a solid color. It could be blue, yellow, green, doesn't matter. To make a quick selection, I can use the wand, or I can just hover my cursor right here in the box and control click this thumbnail. The square right here is the thumbnail of the layer. So we call it the layer thumbnail. Click, and you can see I just selected it. Now I can turn that back off and turn this back on and go up here. You know, technically I could have just selected this. What? Wait, control click. Yeah, just select that. There, control click. You don't have to select the black layer underneath. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to do some lighting stuff, and I want to show you a method that I like to use. You are not required to use this method. I feel like it's the easiest, so I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to explain or try to do a demo for every single way that Photoshop has to offer to do lighting effects. It'll take 20 years. So this is the Cook way, all right? Here we go. Again, don't have to do it my way. Make a blank layer down here in the little plus. Click, it's blank. I'm going to title it lightest. Or so I'm just going to title it light. There. I'm going to press B for the brush tool. Now I'm on the brush tool. And up here, I'm going to go to the general brushes. It's a folder. And I'm going to choose soft round. And I'm going to choose a color right here in the little color picker. I don't know. What colors in here do you think of when you think of the word light? I mean, we don't think of like dark colors. White is, yeah, okay. I mean, if you think of white, you think of white, but it's technically not a color. Like white would be all the way over here. So think light green. Man, you're not saying what I wanted you to say. I wanted you to say yellow. All right, thank you, yellow. All right, but you don't want like cartoon yellow, so I'm going to go, what's cartoon yellow? I just made that up. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go like right there, so it's kind of close to white. Again, you don't have to pick the color that Mr. Cook picks, okay? Press OK. So I'm on a soft brush. Got my color here. Boom. Opacity. Opacity is how much color. That's a lot. Whoa, no control there, right? No control. Because I'm at 100% opacity, so I'm going to... This is not opacity of the layer itself. That's over here. This is opacity of the brush. I'm going to take it down to like 11. And I'm just going to do a little dance with this color, okay? Boom, boom, bang. Boom, 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 boom. That's enough. And that's it. Wait, that's it. There. I did one more stroke. Control D, deselect. All right, so I'm going to chill there for a second. I'm going to go to the dark side. The dark side. I'm going to click here. I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to call this Shadowfax. Call it Shadow. You guys are too young to know where that reference came from. Shadowfax. I know Colin Chris does. Whoa! Lord of all horses. Oh, I didn't take my medicine. Gandalf. All right, here we go. Color picker. I've already got my brush, right? So when you think of shadow colors, what color do you think of? Black. Not black. Black's not a color. Blue. Purple and blue. Thank you. You said both of the exact colors I wanted to be said. Blue, bluish purple. How about blue violet? Folks, moving over here, adding black. Black should never be used in a shadow. You want to choose dark, dark blue. If I were using Prismacolor colored pencils, I would choose the color indigo blue because that's an excellent blue for shadows. I'm going to go down here. See where I'm picking? Maybe I'll go right here. I'm going to go right there. Okay. Got my opacity at 11. Control click the thumbnail to make the selection. Boom, 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 bang. Doing a little painting. It's like you're painting your cubes. Look, I don't want to paint my cubes. Quiet, do as you're told. All right. Now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't. What about blending modes? This is what's awesome about Photoshop. One of the million things I love about Photoshop is that I don't have to just stick with that. Why not blend this shadow down with the picture? Hey, go to normal, scroll down to luminosity, and arrow up. It's not like you don't really want to say something. I like that too, Dylan. Hey, your name's in this video. You live on through the ages. How about, where's my light side? There it is. Let's blend this one too, because I don't really like the way it looks. Luminosity. Ooh, kind of like that one. I don't know. What else could I do to this? I'm not really liking it. What if I went to, image adjustment? Remember the image adjustments, levels. What if I play around with the levels? Hey, now it's getting lighter. There we go. Press OK. I'm going to go back to the light side, and I am going to, do something really cool. I'm going to put a lens flare on it. A lens flare. So actually, I'm going to go to the photo side and put a lens flare. What's a lens flare? Filter, render, lens flare. Takes a lot of RAM on your computer, so hopefully it won't crash. You see it spinning there. It's because these old ancient computers. Oh, sorry. And okay, I'm not watch what's going to happen to my Photoshop now when I click don't send. Bye. Oh, that's fantastic. Crashed. Oh, I love your computers, Concord. Oh man, maybe I lost all my work and I get to redo this whole demonstration. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, that would be so funny for the people watching, but not so funny for me. All right, check this out. Oh, I'm gonna freak out. This is all being recorded too. Oh, I'm just gonna leave it. This is natural. I want to be natural. I want people to see what we go through here. Oh, are you gonna save my layers? You did? You didn't? You didn't. You didn't save my layers. It didn't save anything. All right. You didn't save anything. So I'm just going to do this really quick, and I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to catch up really quick because this is how I roll. I'm fast. No, what is that brush? I'm so sorry. People are having to watch this twice. I'm not going to, I'm just, it's just one of those days. It's Monday. Opacity, what did I say? 9. Maybe I should quiz you guys. What should I do? What was that? Luminosity? I don't know. Whatever. This side, made a new layer, control click, use something that's a light color. Oh, how about that? B for brush. Because I don't want you to, I don't want to make your cubes like super yellow. I can't believe this computer can't even handle a lens flare anymore. All right, time for a new lab. A new computer lab, folks. Let's get some computers that work. Mac. Excuse me, something that's caught in my throat. All right, the top. No. Cast shadows. The direction of the shadow should be going about 7 o'clock, same as this llama over here. So I'm going to stay in this fish group. I'm going to make a layer at the bottom of this fish group. Yeah, the very bottom. A blank layer, and I'm going to title it Cast Shadow. I'm actually going to, I'll just leave it right there. And I'm going to draw the shadow with the polygonal lasso. The hotkey for the polygonal lasso is L. Somebody said it over here. Correct.
Yes.
Watch this. I'm drawing the general direction of the Shadowfax. B for brush. Dark, cool color. Cool colors are blues and violets. Dark, cool color. We'll go right in here. Stay on your brush. Soft opacity 9 and click. Fade it out. You don't want a real sharp edge on your shadow. So fade it out as it gets further out. Fade it. Deselect. And now I'm going to blend that too. Starting with luminosity. And I'm going to scroll through here. You don't necessarily have to use a blending mode, but I just think it makes the shadows look a little more realistic. Did I like any of those? Did any of them make a difference? I'll stick with luminosity. That is too sharp, the edge. So I'm going to blur the edge of that with the blur tool. It looks like a teardrop or triangle or a finger. Smudging. So smudge, sharpen, and blur all in the same. Blurs are brushes. Soft round, right bracket key makes it bigger. 27%, yeah, that sounds about right. How about, no, how about there? And I'm just going to click along the edge of this, so I'm blurring out that shadow's edge. Sometimes students will erase it. I'll zoom in on this one. You can see a lot more. See that? Now I'm blurring it, and it becomes softer and more natural. You don't want sharp lines for your shadow. And remember, this is on its own separate layer. So look, I can move this shadow around. I don't like it there. I can Control T, change the angle of the shadow. I can make it bigger. All right, there. I could copy it, Control J, and just make it darker, but I don't want to do that. Showing you different options. I could also reduce the opacity if it's a little bit too strong. The opacity of the layer itself. Yeah, I was a little bit too strong, so I'll put it at 71%. I'm going to close this group and move on to the music group because this demonstration is getting long. I'm going to kind of warp speed here. Why is this? What's going on here? Music group. Where are my, oh, my layers are not in there. That's why. I didn't put my layers in there. This is the right side, left side, and top. There we go. Hide and hide. So Control click. I'm going to do the shadow first, which is that side. Control click the thumbnail, make a new layer on top. Dark. E for brush and do a little painting again with that cooler color. Deselect. You can blend it if you want. At least try and see what the blend modes do. You might get lucky and find one that just looks awesome, or you might not use it at all. But I would at least try. None of those impress me. Wait, what about luminosity? Semi-impressive. I guess I'll do luminosity. I'm going to draw out a shadow right away. Watch this. New layer. I'm going to draw out my cast shadow. Cast shadow. So think about it. The sun or a flashlight is coming from this angle. Boom, it's hitting here. There's got to be a shadow going this way to the left, 7 o'clock, just like this one. So back to my polygonal lasso. Remember, this is a blank layer. I created a blank layer to do this on. It's not going to go out here. It's going to stop right there at that edge. Maybe it'll go to like right there. I'm just kind of imagining where it'll go. All right, so cast shadow. You know what? I'm going to move that right there. Back to the brush. Left bracket key to make that brush smaller. Increase my opacity. I'm going to really beef this up. Deselect. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Go back to that blur. Bang. Left bracket key. Boom. Blur out that sharp line. Blur out that sharp line. Sure, why not? I'm going to even do something fancy. I'm going to make another layer, another cast shadow. Let's say like something was flying in the air, casting another shadow on this. Watch this. You can just draw with the polygonal. I love drawing shadows with the polygonal lasso. It's not doing anything. Why is it not doing anything? Because I have it right. It needs to go on top of there. Yeah, there you go. That look good? No, it looks too dark. So I'm going to take the opacity down. Yeah. Go back to that blur brush. Boom. Zoom in. That line doesn't look good. Blur it out. It's really fun to add your own lighting. I'm actually going to add just a little bit more of a shadow on that one. I'm almost done, I promise. I really am almost finished with this. Really, really am almost finished. Make a new layer. Remember, your stacking can be... Stacking of your layers is really important for this. I'm going to draw out another one. Draw it out with the polygonal lasso. Back to that blur brush again. It's kind of a weird line right there. There we go. Take that down. It's a little too strong. Take it down. Why not? There. Last but not least, I'm going to go up to this Vincent van Gogh painting, the very top here. And that's receiving a lot of light. So I'm going to hit that with some light too. Control click the thumbnail. Make a new layer. Always title your layers. Highlight. Oh, I know not to do the lens flare because it's going to crash my computer. It's really too bad because lens flares are really, really neat effects. I'll show you how to make a lens flare manually with a brush. Check this out. B for brush, left bracket key. Click, click, click. Right bracket key. Click, 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 click. Select. Blend. Ooh, that's kind of cool. You're creating your own lighting. Why? Because it's Photoshop and you can do whatever you want with Photoshop. Pixel manipulation program, folks. Kind of like that, but it's a little too strong, so I'm going to dumb it back a little bit. And go back in, change to that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I like that. You're hired. Control click. One more layer here. Do a little painting there. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. One more thing. I promise this is the last. It's like you're doing digital painting to create your own effects. I'm going to go to this. No. It's the top of my first one right there. Control click. No, I'm not going to control click. I just want to hit that one spot right there. So I actually have to select that on my own. Make a blank layer. Use the polygonal lasso. Make a selection of B for brush. Yeah, right there. Wait, that's too strong. That's too strong. That's just right. Yeah. I always try blending modes. I like that right there, luminosity. Lighting effects, fun. They'll totally change the look of your project. Wow, that was long.